Hi Dollar Divas, welcome to Behind the Vanity. I'm Jessica. So today is gonna be a Dollar Tree edition of buy this instead of that, or buy this, not that type of a video. So basically I'm gonna be going through my Dollar Tree makeup collection and kind of give you my opinion on which, if you come across both, which one you should pick up and which one you should pass on from all different types of makeup products. I have done a video like this before. I know I've done at least one Dollar Tree version of this. Might have even done like a regular version, like a non-Dollar Tree version. Can't remember. Either way, I will have my buy this, not that playlist linked down below so you can binge watch the other videos I've done like this. I'll of course have my Dollar Tree makeup and haul playlist linked down there as well if you love and enjoy Dollar Tree oriented makeup and haul content. And if you do and you are new to my channel, first of all, welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. And yeah, if you love Dollar Tree oriented makeup and haul content, you are definitely in the right place. I would love for you to become what I like to call one of my Dollar Divas. So without any further chit chat, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So I'm gonna try to be as organized as I can. I'm gonna start with like face products, foundations, concealers, all that kind of thing. So the first product is a foundation. Actually, I think I have two. So if you are in the Dollar Tree and you see both of these products, they look very similar. Just one is the brand Sassy Chic, the other is the brand New Color, and there looks to be virtually no difference. And I did do a video comparing these two things. I'll have it linked down below as well. The best I can tell, if I'm remembering from that video, I did do that video quite some time ago. I don't think there was a whole lot of difference in these products, but the one major difference I can see, if you look at the ingredients list, you'll notice the New Color has many more ingredients in it. So for that reason, personally, if it were me, if they were both sitting on the shelf and I needed a foundation, I would pick the Sassy Chic over the New Color. And really, the best I can tell, only for that reason. Anything that has like less ingredients is generally a little bit better for you, you know what I mean? But yeah, given a choice, I would pick this one just for that reason alone. So there's another foundation. So I have the LA Colors Matte Liquid Foundation and the LA Colors Liquid Makeup. So if you've been on this channel for any length of time, you'll know that I really don't like the LA Colors Liquid Makeup. LA Colors has a lot of really great products. I don't feel like foundation and concealer are one of them. Although when I do force myself to use it, with concealer and things like that, I'm usually able to get a fine result. Like it's okay, but I still don't ever reach for this unless I feel like I just want to for some video or for some reason. And I'm not super crazy about this matte foundation either, but given a choice between the two, if I needed a foundation, these are the only two things on the shelf at the Dollar Tree, I would pick the matte foundation. And the reason is I just feel like it has a little bit more coverage. This one here, I kind of feel like it smears around and doesn't really do a whole lot. So for that reason, I would definitely pick the matte for sure. So now on to concealer. So like I said, LA Colors, I don't personally like their concealers. Actually, my favorite one by them is the Color Correcting Concealer. The yellow one, that seems to be the best one from them. That is at the Dollar Tree. That doesn't include like Family Dollar, Dollar General, where you might spend $2 or $3 or $4 on a concealer. Strictly Dollar Tree. So the two that I have are fairly recent finds, and they are brand name. That's the thing, is you can find brand name concealer, and when I find brand name concealer at the Dollar Tree, I do tend to pick it up and try it. So I have the Maybelline Master Camo Color Correcting Kit, and I have the e.l.f. Cover Everything Concealer. And out of the two, even though you would think this is like a palette, you have a lot of options in here, you get a lot of use out of this, I do wish, I think this might have been in like a medium shade, and I really do wish that I could have found it in the lighter shade, because a lot of these shades down here are just not going to be something that I go for. I'm going to be more likely to use what's on the top. So I'm really not going to get as much use out of this, I don't feel, as I would like. So I was just able to find this in the shade Light, and I love this stuff. You can see I've already dug into it pretty hard, and what I like about this is it's a great concealer, but it's also really great at cleaning up under your eyebrows and putting on your eyelid. So between the two, I think I'll end up reaching for this one more. I already reach for it more. This is like one of my favorite concealers in my collection, my entire makeup collection, not just my Dollar Tree collection, but my regular drugstore and high-end makeup. This is still like the concealer that I will reach for kind of no matter what. So I would say between the two, I do think this is a slightly better product, a little bit creamier, and for me it's kind of in a better shade range. Now of course if you're darker, this might be a little bit better for you if you have a little bit more rosy tones under your skin or something like that. But yeah, for me personally, I would pick up the e.l.f. So I've got 3, and I'm gonna kind of compare them with each other. I was able to find this Wet n Wild Coverall concealer some time ago, and as you can see, I have definitely hit pan. I really, really enjoy this powder. And everything from the Coverall line from Wet n Wild. And I found quite a bit of it at the Dollar Tree some time ago. I've already used the foundation, and I think they've even had some stuff from the Photo Focus line. I think I have a stick concealer. Love this line of makeup. Having found it at the Dollar Tree was a really great thing. And then I've got like an LA Colors and an e.l.f. setting powder. So out of these two, honestly, if I saw them both sitting in the Dollar Tree, I would pick the LA Colors, mainly because I think when I purchased this one, there were a couple different shades that I could pick from, so I could pick a lighter shade, which I like in my powder, versus this shade here, which is just, I always feel like it's just a little bit dark for my taste. So between the two, I'd pick the LA Colors, but if you're lucky enough to find the Coverall, I would pick the Coverall over either of these two. Just a steal. It's it feels like a high-end powder. It's a really, really, really nice pressed powder. So between all 3 of these, this is my number 1. Now I've got 2 Hard Candy loose powders. And they are the Hard Candy, they're both from the Sheer Envy line. One is the Bake, Brighten, and Set. It's a banana powder. And the other is the Translucent loose powder. I know they can kind of be used for different things, one being a banana powder, one being a kind of a loose powder, and it's translucent. And you can also use them for the same thing, but overall, the one I reach for the most is the translucent loose powder. This is like, this feels, and yes, these are both found at the Dollar Tree. It just feels, I like this, see, it's just a very, I don't even know if you can see it on camera. It's just this very velvety textured powder that just makes your skin look airbrushed. The banana powder, I don't think it's the shade that I'm not crazy of. It's kind of a little bit too yellow. Either that or I'm just really accustomed to the banana powders that I have. So eventually I might reach for this more. It just sometimes feels a little bit too yellow for my taste. And I do find that I reach for this as like a finishing powder more than anything else in my collection. I actually had the Tarte Amazonian Clay Smooth Operator Power that I got like as a sample, and I just didn't really care for it all that much. And I do think I was using it wrong for a really long time, but I still think that this has that beat, and for a fraction of the cost, even at probably the full Hard Candy price. The Hard Candy makeup, just because it's at the Dollar Tree doesn't necessarily mean it's being discontinued, or some of the Wet n Wild products. Sometimes it just means they're changing their packaging, or they just got to get it out. So they may still make this, I'm not really sure. But yeah, between the two, personally for me, this is the one I reach for, and in the store is the one I would pick up again. So now on to lashes. You all know, a lot of you love the Ioni lashes, and I love the Ioni lashes. But I didn't want to be basic. I know like the Ioni lash thing is overdone. We know they're amazing. I love them. They're like my favorite. But I don't know the Ioni and my first pick. So LA Colors has 2 different types of false lashes. They have these Dramatilash false lashes. And then they have the Jewel Eyes, and they come in the little packages like this. First style I ever got of these were the style Precious. But recently I found a couple other styles, and Wonder is absolutely dramatic, beautiful, feathery, light. And then you've got these Dramatilash lashes. You'll have to forgive this pair here. They've been used quite a bit. But they're cute. They're kind of a shorter lash, but they're very full, very kind of wispy and curly. And I really like these, but there's always something a little bit weird when they're on my eye, and I don't know what it is. But the Jewel Eyes have really moved up in my liking, especially the shade Wonder here. And really, I feel these lashes, out of everything, you know, the Ionis, I love them, but they do have a thick band. I usually have to trim them. I love them. They're like literally my favorite lash. But if you're not a fan of the Ionis and you want something that wears more like an Ardell or a Salon Perfect, these are the ones right here. And I like a little bit more of, like right now I'm actually wearing Ardell Wispies, and I feel like these are just the closest thing in their weight, their feel, the band size. And I love that they're dramatic, but you can still wear them every day. They're really easy to apply. These are the closest thing, I feel, to a drugstore lash. Much more than these, and much more than even the Ionis. So like I said, I love the Ionis, but I would say that these right here are sharing a #1 slot with the Ionis. So if you come across either one of these, I would definitely pick up the Jewel Eyes. So again, as you know, I don't tend to love mascara from the Dollar Tree. I don't have a lot of lash, and I do wear fake eyelashes anyway most of the time, so I don't really require much of my Dollar Tree mascara. But when I do have to like actually have my lashes, I like the It Tightline Primer, and I've been really liking the Essence mascara, the one that comes I think in the green tube. So that is what I wear when I just want to wear my regular lashes. So if not, the Dollar Tree stuff is fine, and it helps me not waste my better mascaras. But I'm still always hopeful that I'll find a really great mascara at the Dollar Tree, and it still hasn't really happened. But if I needed a mascara and I was at the Dollar Tree, I do still have some that I would pick over others. So I would pick these. I'm talking about the Ioni Mascara and the B Beauty Essentials Mascara. Like I said, nothing special at all. They're not great, but what I do like is the tube. I feel like I'm getting something substantial for my money versus these. They have several different ones of these, and I don't really see a huge difference between all of them other than the brush shape. This is the LA Colors Full Big Lash. I've used a couple other versions of this. This is one of the better ones just because the brush is straight, but I had one time that had the curved brush. It was so hard to use because the brushes are really short, and so it makes it really hard, made it really hard to get close to my eye without like bumping my face. So to me, no. If I have a choice between like something substantial like this in the tube or this, I'm definitely gonna pick these. Although I don't know that the product is that much better, I'm still gonna pick one of these over this. And even the Wet n Wild Mega Wear, I think it is, it comes in like a green or a teal tube. Even that feels like something more that I wanna spend my money on than this right here, just for the sheer tube size. So now for eyebrows. I've got a pencil and I've got a couple of eyebrow kits. So I've got the Broadway Colors eyebrow kit, and I've got the Ioni Perfect Brow kit. And this is what they look like. Both are good. Both are really good. The Ioni one, and this is a mini kit. Just tested a full face of Ioni products. I'll have that link down below if you want to check that out. So this is what the inside of this one here looks like. It has a wax, a highlight, 2 different brow shades in this little packaging. And I did buy a brush that Ioni sells. It has the spoolie and the eyebrow brush separately. Then you've got this one here. It's got the wax, 2 different shades, and it's got a little brush with a spoolie on it as well. Then it's got the little eyeshadow brush with the spoolie. Now both are great, but honestly for $1 or $1.25, I would pick this one right here. It's almost twice the size, but still very small, very compact. It doesn't have the brow highlight, which I do love the brow highlight in this. But overall, this is something that feels a little bit more substantial for the money, because this kind of feels like the Wet n Wild brow kit, and that's kind of cheap too. That's like $3 or $4 or something like that, like in your drugstore. But for the money, I feel like this here is a little bit more substantial. Comes with the brush, has a little mirror inside. And like I said, even though you don't get the brow highlighter, you can't go wrong with either, but overall, if I had to pick, I would pick the Broadway Colors. So now for eyebrow pencils. So recently, like I said, I did a full face of Ioni makeup, and I also did a full face a couple of months ago on the B Beauty Essentials brand. Have that one linked down below as well. But they each had an eyebrow pencil, and out of the 2 of those, I would definitely pick the Ioni pencil. Had a little bit more tug, and the shade was a lot better than the B Beauty Essentials. I have not used the B Beauty Essentials one since the video, and I think it's because the color was just way too warm. So out of these 2, I would pick the Ioni. However, I'm still in love with my LA Colors. It's got that little brush on the end, which I use when I have it, and it's just, for me, it's the perfect pencil. It's just the perfect pencil. I think B Beauty Essentials might have had a black or something like that. I think I got dark brown. They also had like a taupe or a soft brown. It looked a little too light for me, although in retrospect, it probably would have been a better shade. The Ioni, I do not know that they have another shade, but the LA Colors literally comes in like 5 different shades. So if I were to come across all 3 of these in the store, I would still pick up the LA Colors before either one of these. So now for liquid eyeliner. Like I said, I've recently done the full face of B Beauty Essentials and Ioni, and in that I tried these liquid eyeliners. So Ioni's is kind of this weird, it's kind of a felt tip, but it looks like it's like a wand brush still. And then of course the B Beauty Essential one comes, oh, I thought this was a pen. Yeah, no, this one came on a traditional wand. And both of them applied really, really, really nice. If I had to pick between these two, I would pick the Ioni, because what I found when I was putting my lashes on with the Beauty Essentials brand, when I would adjust my eyelashes, it would rip the color off. I haven't had that happen with an eyeliner in, I can't even tell you when. That didn't happen with the Ioni, but still my favorite for more reasons than one is the LA Colors eye marker. First of all, they have different colors of this if you like cobalt blue or some other, I can't remember what other colors they have. I think they have brown. I just get black. But first of all, it's a felt tip pen. You can't go wrong with that. And it also does not lift when I adjust my eyelashes. So those are a couple good reasons that I would pick up the LA Colors over either one of these. And the good news is too, it's a little bit more readily available. And like I said, you have some color choices. So out of the Ioni and the Beauty Essentials, I would definitely pick the Ioni, but if all three were there, I would still pick the LA Colors. Now, pencil eyeliner. So I've got the Beauty Essentials brand, then I've got the LA Colors retractable. Between the two, I think the LA Colors is a little bit better. It's not the best eyeliner in the world, I'm not gonna lie, but I do find it to be a little bit better. Now on my hand, the Beauty, the one down here, at least not on camera, kind of in the swatch, it looks a little darker than the LA Colors, but it takes a whole lot more work to put it on. So between the two, I find the LA Colors to be a little bit more easy to work with, a little bit creamier, and I do love that it's retractable. That is always great. However, if you are lucky enough to come across the Ioni eyeliner, this is the absolute, literally, I'm like wearing Urban Decay eyeliner right now, and I hadn't used it in a little while, and I was like, the Ioni was so much better. It went on so much creamier. I ended up having to do kind of like a thick line because I messed up. The Ioni's on the bottom. And really at the swatches, they're all black. You can't really tell. This goes on so smooth and creamy. And I said in that video, in the waterline, it didn't even have to put any pressure. It's not just the best liner at the Dollar Tree. I would venture to say that this will rival any drugstore, anything at Sephora, anything at Ulta. The Ioni I would definitely pick up over these two here. So like I said, I would pick the LA Colors over the Beauty Essentials, but I would pick the Ioni over either one of those. Now glitter eyeliners. I never thought that there would be a time where I would find glitter eyeliners at the Dollar Tree. You know, that's just fancy makeup. But recently I have. So Ioni has a glitter eyeliner, and it's kind of like a holographic glitter, and it was the only color that I saw at my Dollar Tree. I don't know if they have others or not. And then this is the NYX Liquid Crystal Liner. This is in the shade Crystal Silver, and I did buy, they had a gold, and then they had like a bluish shade, and then they had a shade that was a little bit more pewter, like a little bit more gray. I picked up the gold and the kind of the bluish shade and the silver. So here's the silver. It's not holographic, it's just a beautiful silver. So let me swatch these on my hand for you. Now I've said this before a million times, a glitter liner is good. This is how I started out kind of wearing glitter and sparkle and all that kind of stuff. It was actually the Hard Candy Walk the Line glitter eyeliner, and that was, in my opinion, like the best glitter liner. So here they both are. I don't know if it'll read on camera. The Ioni is on the bottom and the NYX is on the top, and you can clearly see the NYX is a lot more pigmented. It's just got a little bit more oomph. So for that reason, if you happen to come across the NYX at the Dollar Tree, pick it over the Ioni. Plus the Ioni doesn't really seem like it has a lot in there, which is kind of my issue with their eyelash glue sometimes. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of product in there, but for literally like a quarter of the price, like it's still a steal. If you were to find both at your Dollar Tree, I would pick the NYX for sure, but it's even a really nice glitter liner if you happen to find it at your drugstore or something like that. So yeah, between the two, definitely the NYX. Now I get a couple face products and then we're all done. So the first thing is contouring. So I've got this LA Colors contour stick. This is in dark. And I've seen recently where I think they also have like a medium shade as well. And I never have picked that up. I need to do that soon. Then I happened to, some time ago, found this Wet n Wild Mega Cushion contour. And this is in the shade Cafe Au Slay. So of course this is, you know, that cushion formula. You get this little kind of sponge applicator, which I really don't mind. Then you take off this layer and it's got that sponge applicator. I've got the highlighter, I've got color correctors, I've got foundations. I found everything at my Dollar Tree. So I've actually just recently used up the light version of this, and I love these for $1. You really can't beat them if you want like a cream contour. And like I said, they've got highlighters. They now got like a medium shade. Really good, you blend them in, and for $1 or $1.25, can't beat it. But this here is slightly better if you happen to come across it. I still see this line at my Dollar Trees from time to time, either the color correctors or the foundations and all that kind of thing. So you might still can find this, and if you're wanting like a dark contour, between the two, I would pick this one. Although this one here is very good, and I really do need to try the medium shade, because that might make me change my mind, I don't know. I love the cushion products, the way they apply, but I kind of hate the cushion thing. Love the product, just kind of hate how you have to kind of get it out. But still, between the two, even though this is a solid product in my opinion, I would pick this one over this. I just feel like it kind of blends a little bit into the skin, a little bit easier, a little bit better. Then you have seen both of these probably at every Dollar Tree you have been to. This is the LA Color Bronzer. This is in Sun Goddess. It's in that same packaging as their highlighters. And then you've probably seen these a lot as well. And I've got 2 shades of these, but they're these little LA Colors bronzer singles, and this is the shade Bronze. And to look at them, they look very similar. This is a little warmer, but they both have shimmer in them. However, the difference is insane. So you can see the shades, and they're both about the same shimmer level, but this one here literally has, like, on my skin anyway, has no color payoff. It just looks shiny. Whereas this one here does. I put a little bit of this on, and it gives me a nice warm glow, and the shimmer is not offensive. I don't feel. I have actually been really reaching for this quite a bit because it's one of the few shimmery bronzers that I have. This and the Fox in a Box that I also found at the Dollar Tree. I've been kind of gravitating towards a shimmery bronzer. For years it was only matte, only matte. And but like I said, for my particular skin tone, this one here has a much better color payoff. I like both shades that I've found. This here is, I don't even know if I can use it as a highlighter because it's still a little too dark. So this here is a fail for me personally. So if you find both of these and you kind of want a shimmery bronzer, something with a little glow in it, definitely get this. It's really not as offensive as you would think, and it definitely has a color payoff and a beautiful result. And the last product is highlighter. So I've kind of got these 2 kind of like pearlescent highlighters. One is from Hard Candy and one is from Believe Beauty. This is a very recent find. So they both, to look at them both, of course, they're both brand names and you might not always find them. But you know, sometimes people feel bad that like, oh, I can't find the Hard Candy and I can only find the LA Colors. Sometimes the LA Colors is better than the Hard Candy. It just depends on the product, or at least in my opinion, I might like something LA Colors better than the Hard Candy or whatnot. This is kind of a perfect example. I haven't seen this in the Dollar Tree like ever since I bought it, but this right here is something that right now is circulating through the Dollar Tree. So you'll have better luck finding this. And that's a good thing because I actually prefer the Believe Beauty over the Hard Candy one. So first of all, I digress. Let me show you them in the pan. They're kind of a white pearlescent highlighter. They both have a slightly pink undertone, so let's swatch. So they look so different on the skin. I don't even know if it'll read on camera. The top one is the Hard Candy, and it's a little bit chunkier, whereas the Believe is a lot more smooth, and the color is really very similar. Now this is beautiful, and it does have a beautiful effect. It's just a little bit more on the chunkier side, so I feel like either way you have to go with a light hand, but this one here you might even need to go with a slightly lighter hand. So yeah, if you missed out on this, this right here is an amazing thing to pick up, and very similar, and like I said, even maybe a little bit better. Believe Beauty has just excellent quality powdered products and like liquid foundation, all that good stuff. So yeah, between the two, I prefer the Believe Beauty. So I hope you enjoyed this Dollar Tree buy this, not that. And if you did, show me you did by hitting that like button. Have you tried any 2 in the same category and either agree or have a different opinion? Definitely share down below. I love to chat with you guys about things like this. Don't forget to check out those playlists down below for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.